Hello boys and girls and welcome back to Planet 40k. In today's video we're going to be talking about my top 5 units that I think are still too expensive for the Necron Codex. Now we've just had our points reductions on some of our units, but I still believe there's still quite a lot of units that need a points reduction. So I'm going to give you my top 5 as of today. So let's begin with number 5. So first on my list at number 5 I'm going to go with the Annihilation Barge. Now the Annihilation Barge I think is actually not a bad vehicle. It's quite a resilient vehicle with quantum shielding. Pretty much used to be used with Eternal Conquerors and Relentlessly Expansionists for that pre-game movement. That isn't a thing anymore, so you can't be getting objectives secured with the pre-game movement. But furthermore, the Ancient Machineries now doesn't work with core vehicles. So anything other than core vehicles, so it's core infantry, core bikers and so on, and the Canoptic units of course, they can do Ancient Machineries. But now the Annihilation Barge can't, and that for me was the main reason to take an Annihilation Barge, for getting out the Ancient Machineries and of course Treasures of Aeons on top of that. So it's currently 120 points. I think it needs to drop because of this new chapter approved, which affects the secondary objectives. I put it down to maybe 100 points at best. So at number 4 is this little monster here, the Canoptic Reanimator. It's 80 points at present. I think it's too expensive anyway, but now that Necron Warriors have been reduced to 11 points as opposed to 13, you're bringing back less value in terms of using the beam. So when you're bringing back a Necron Warrior, you're only bringing 11 points, not 13. So yeah, this value of the Canoptic Reanimator, I believe also needs to go down to match it. So that's my number 4 option, the Reanimator. Number 3, the Scorpic Lord. Now this may be some people's number 1, but for me it's number 3. It's 130 points. It's really hard to get into a list anyway, so 130 points I just think is too expensive. You're not getting the Mile Done ability. It's not really synergizing with much of the codex other than destroy units, but they don't really need Scorpic Destroyer with a reroll to the ones to wound. So for me, he's just way too pricey. Maybe 110 points is roughly where he should be at. Number 2, I'm going with the Catan Shard of the Deceiver. Now, with the new chapter approved book, the strategic reserves are now free to use. So the Grand Illusion ability that the Catan Shard of the Deceiver has is less useful than it previously was. Now don't get me wrong, you can still counter deploy using it, but putting things into strategic reserves by avoiding paying CP to do so was a way of actually using the Deceiver. And to be honest, most people don't use the Deceiver anyway. They're using the Nightbringer, the Void Dragon, or even the Transcendent Catan Shard. So it was already less desired as it was. It's currently 300 points. I'd knock this down to 270, maybe 280 at best. But yeah, at the moment, it's still too expensive. Let me come on to my number 1 pick of the day, and unfortunately it's going to be the Canoptic Doomstalker. I'm not even bothered opening my second one because I just think they're so bad. I don't know why I brought this. It didn't get the core keyword last year when all the vehicles got the core keyword. Of course it's a monster, not a vehicle, so it won't be getting it. It's already hitting on a 4+, it's got D6 attacks, or D6 shots with the D6 damage. Okay, it's got the free Overwatch ability, but other than that, I just think it's really poor, and it's just too expensive at the moment. It's 130 points, bring it down to 110. Yeah, it's just way too expensive. So guys, that is my top 5 most expensive units that need a D grade in terms of points, coming from the Necron Codex of course. If you agree with my list, let me know down in the comments below. If you disagree, let me know your 5 in the comments down below, and yeah, we'll have a chat about them in the comment section. Other than that guys, remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.